So guys, welcome to my live video. I just wanted to connect to you all. It's been a while. I've been so much behind this screen, always bringing forth videos. So I'm going to be talking about SAIDABOJ, and I'm going to be talking about why she acts the way she does, because of recent, a lot of persons has been trolling this girl. Do you understand? A lot of persons, in fact, Nigerians are not really cool with the way the girl is acting, but I'm just going to be throwing a little highlight on why I think this girl acts the way she does. And if you have a different opinion other than what I think, feel free to drop it. Well, number one, I feel that this girl has studied the internet. Now, let me explain something to you guys. You see this work we do online? The videoing, especially when you're a vlogger, like you put up videos, or even if it's write-ups, you are using to do your own content creation. You need a lot of engagement. A lot of engagement. And let me tell you these engagements. These people that owns these platforms, they don't even care if the engagement is positive or if the engagement is negative. All they care is that people are coming into your page. So SAIDABOJ has studied the internet, and she knows that people don't like quiet content, educational content. So she decided to go the opposite direction. And you see, Nigerians are also feeding that particular lifestyle. They're also feeding that behavior by always going to her page, either to criticize her, to warn her, to insult her. And at the end of the day, she's making more money. She is doing this particular content because she has seen that it is what Nigerian likes. Let me tell you people the truth. Nigerians will pretend they don't like something. They will pretend that they don't like something. It's just like all these cross dressers. Normally, we are supposed to, Nigerians will say, oh, they don't like it, but you see them always engaging in that page. And if you are doing something wrong and that thing you're doing is fetching you a lot of money, man, I think a lot of person will not want to quit it. I'm sure you too may not want to stop it, because if you stop it, how are you going to be eating? How are you going to be coping? So this girl, I'm not here to really defend her. Like, I'm just trying to make you guys understand something that, and most times these people that always act strong outside, always put up this whole mouth, talk anyhow, that always act strong outside. Most of these people are soft-hearted. I know a time that people will look at me, they say, "Omo, you na boss lady now. You na boss lady now." But reverse was the case. I was an emotion. In short, I am an emotional person. Do you understand? But when you see me, and maybe the way I talk, or maybe the way my pictures look, or maybe I don't know, or people will assume that you are this. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when somebody acts this way and feeling she's acting this way based on her past trauma, this SAIDABOJ of a girl, I heard from direct source that she was a very lover girl, like, these kind good girls. And she dated a particular guy, and the guy ended up hurting her so much. The guy wasn't even giving her money, and the guy was also beating her a lot. And at the end of the day, still sleeps with her. Not only did he end up sleeping with her, but the guy ended up impregnating another girl. Why Saida was always acting. I wish I can add. So what I'm saying, most people speak from their past experience. You know, there is two ways our past experience works on us. It can bring you down or it can be a stepping stone. Do you understand? So based on that experience that this girl had from that guy, that because she was a good girl, the guy did not value her and the guy ended up leaving her. So she took up all those quarrel on men. She took all those quarrel out on men. And that's why whenever you see a video, she'll say, you know, when you're a good girl to a man, she will take you like a fool. You'll take you like a fool. Do you understand it? Because of her negative past experience. And I'm not trying to justify that she's right, that she should be negative to people because she had a bad experience. But I'm trying to make you people understand that most of these girls that put up all these type of hard faces, strong look, this and that, most of them are soft-hearted. Most of them are even the best people to be with. I'm telling you. You see all these people where they do holy, holy, quiet, quiet, my dear, most of them ain't worse pass. So most of them are worse because I've get okay. Let me share my own part of experience, how my own past experience shaping me in a better way. Say that, oh, she use and they do gra. Who knows? The gra where she they do somehow don't they give her money. My own past experience, I was a very quiet girl, very good girl. In fact, if I love you, I'm not going to even ask you for money. I was like that. But guess what? Men were not proud of me. They also took advantage of me. They made me feel like I was naive. Do you understand? They made me feel like, there are people they call free. So imagine that kind of thing. And you were actually being like this because you love the guy. I remember a certain guy one time that told me, you know what, I can't take you out like this. So the gown you are wearing is, and that time now, it's my sisters that used to buy me clothes. It's them that used to dash me clothes because I was saving my money to go to university. And that guy looked at me and said, you cannot introduce it to my friends like this. So no. This gown where you wear, no, don't worry, you know what? Just stay at home. Just stay, go back to your house. Go back to your house. When I come back, we'll see. I noticed when we were passing like 2 or 3 girls, when both of us are walking, he will let go of my hand. He will, when somebody try to disassociate with you so that people will not know that you are working with them. He makes sure that people don't see both of us working together. How did I get motivated with that? I got motivated that I will be a successful person and I will work on myself. That I will be so valuable that people cannot ignore me. Now, this is how our past experience is shaping us. You get it? I started working on myself. I got into school. I dropped out of school. I went back again to school till I made sure that I graduated. And from there, I never keep adding value to myself. Every day, I learn new things. And I made sure that even when I got married, I didn't marry a less man. I keep improving in a positive way. Now, I would have also taken that same thing around and say, this guy say, I no get better guy, make I go dey do ashawo, I go buy clothes. This is it. So people can, your past experience can motivate you or it can bring you down. It depends. Thank you, my love. Thank you. So it depends on how you want your past. Hi there. Hey, Ray, right? Dr. Divine, nice to have you here. So your past experience, you can use it to turn your story around. Now, let me share another story, how my past has shaped me in a positive way. There was a guy that, again, I was, as a single girl, now we were married, they try dates. You don't know who go say hello, you don't know who go take you reach us. That one, in short, that one was so toxic. Let me even shock you. He finally got married to somebody else. And guess what? When he got married, he sent me his wife's picture and his picture and told me, you don't even deserve my wedding card, but I just want to show it to you. You will be lonely forever. You will be, you will never marry. They do good, they do fine girl. Since I'm married now, you end up lonely. How did that make me feel? That kind of comment can as well push me to start having multiple boyfriends, oh, so that I can have plenty. So this one they say, I feel no marry, make I get plenty. Oh. Do you understand? But I said no. Okay, I told him, okay, since you're married, that's a good one. Wow, I'm so happy for you. That's cool. I didn't get upset. I didn't even see my own coming. Do you understand? Yes, I didn't. That person, I saw the message. I didn't see my own coming. I didn't even see marriage coming my way. But guess what? Like, I don't want to go preaching, but I know that when the universe remembers you, before I met my husband in just in just few months of courtship, he said, you know what? You are the kind of woman I want to marry. I see the things in a joke. I was like, not this man. This is how they always behave, until he flew down country, made sure he married me full. I didn't see it coming. So sometimes I see people, they say, maybe it's because somebody hurts me. That is why I am like this. No, you can choose to react differently to what people say to you. Okay, another story again of my life that has helped me a lot. When I was in school, I was staying in a very small self-contained, I don't know where you're watching me from, but in Nigeria, self-contained apartment is more of the least apartment you can stay. It is a place that if you don't have money, is where you can only afford to stay. Do you understand? Because it's cheaper. It's self-contained. So I was staying in a very self-contained that was the self-contained was really, really old. It was old, self-contained, but that was what I could afford. And you need to see me, I'm always proud of myself. Oh. Whether I find I no fine, even when people come and say, hey, you are talking about skincare, your skin is not even perfect. I say, my dear, we are working towards perfection. My skin don't need to be perfect before I teach skincare. All of us will achieve perfect skin together. As long as if I get something that works for me, I'll teach it. I say, you people that your skin too is not perfect, this one work for me, it can work for you too. I don't like taking people's word and I will not be dwelling on it. If they say my skin is not perfect, hey, I will not be thinking, what? Nope. Nope. No, you don't. So let me get back to the self-contained story. So this guy saw me in a self-contained and he told me, is even this self-contained I'm staying in? And I'm always carrying myself like this and that. He called my self-contained apartment, he called it cubicle. I don't know what cubicle means, but that was the first time I heard that word, cubicle. I think cubicle is a degrading word. I don't know. I'm yet to really check it out in the dictionary because I didn't pay so much attention to it. So he called the self-contained apartment cubicle. He was hurting because he really insulted on my house. And truly, the house I was staying was really old house. But again, it was what I could afford. It was, and I can't go above my limits. I can't do things to please people. I have to leave my size. But then how did that word shaping me, guys? That house rent then was 200,000 naira I was paying. And when I looked at the house one day, the house was really a cubicle. The paints were all washed out. The landlord, the everywhere wasn't looking good at all. The toilet was broken. The window were all plastered. Okay, the window was all plastered in a different dimension. It's a public compound. It wasn't nice at all. Now, to another girl, like I'm saying, there are different ways you react to your life experience, to your past, to what people say about you or say to you. So another person, she will say, they insult me. I must follow men. I must make money. I must do this. You follow men and they use it for ritual. Well, your own go. You see? But Daughter of Divine, I know you mean it's a small space, not an insult. Do you know there is a way you present something? He said it's a small space, but the words he added more to it. I may not mention all the words here because of my YouTube policy. I may not mention all the insulting words that came with the cubicle. He used. Do you understand? Do you get it? So he said other degrading words that backed up. Yes. So when I look at the self-control, I said to myself, okay, I have to go out of my comfort zone. If I keep living here, I may not grow. I really have to grow. So see, what I'm trying to say in this video is that each time people say hurtful words to me, I don't take it as in a negative way. I try to use it to improve myself positively. So do you know, from that small self-contained, I just boom, I threw myself to Lagos State and rented this apartment. I'm staying alone with my Victoria Vick channel, inscripted here. From the small self-contained, I catapulted here. And he again has motivated me to become a more better person. And you know what? That guy that insulted me about my house, I wonder where he is today, because I don't even know. I don't even check it out. I don't check him out at all. Now I still came to Lagos, and you begin to see there are so many experiences that can make somebody to become a bad person. But we cannot be using that as an excuse. I'm the same because somebody did this to us. Because I saw, why I'm saying all this thing I'm saying is because I saw the chat that the girlfriend, the girl that knows SAIDABOJ lit. They were trying to justify SAIDABOJ attitude. It's because the guy she dated treated her bad. That is why she turned out toxic. That is lame excuse. Because you have, amen, thank you. Thank you so much. That is a lame excuse, because you have the power to choose how you react to things. You have the power to choose how you react to things. So if she's acting this way because she got hurt in the past and she decides to, be insulting every man, that means she's taking the past, she's really taking the words they said to her in the past in a negative way. And if she continues that line, people don't want to know what happened to you in the past. They want to know how you're able to grow, how you're able to improve your life with whatever experience you had in the past. So what I'm saying in essence is that whatever words that is thrown at you today, instead of taking it the negative way, there's something that is trending on social media right now. Some men are rejecting their girlfriends because their girlfriends' family don't have money. Some men even say, I went to the girl's family house. They were so poor. I beg, I don't want to marry from such a place. They are really degrading women, telling them to go and work hard and hustle. And some women now, I wonder how some women may be feeling. They'll be like, God, why is my family poor? Why didn't I come out from a rich home? This guy has dumped me because I'm poor. No, you just use it as a motivation. Use it as a motivation to elevate yourself. If I share my story of what my experience in school with you, you will get so emotional. You will get so emotional because my life has been I'm a product of grace, testimony, and I'm still a work in progress. And I'm so grateful for how far God has brought me. Where will I start my story from? That I could have gone the wrong way. I could have become a prostitute and use it as an excuse and say, it's because my family is poor. It's because I dropped out of school. That is why I'm like this. I could give all those excuses. I got into University of Port Harcourt to study political science. I would have graduated since. But I even became the director of welfare in the school. Just before 1 year of my program, Uniport called me that, hey, we noticed some inconsistency here, inconsistency there. Because of this, we are taking back the admission. we are letting you go. Guess what? I lost my admission while other students were learning, they were in school. I was not a school dropout. And then I've invested all the money I worked out with and all the money I saved because I trained myself in school. I've worked out, I've exhausted everything I saved up from working. Now that is a big excuse. If somebody asks me, why didn't you go to school? I say, because when I go school, they can't pursue me. Now make I not go school again. It's an excuse, Abby. It's a big excuse to you can tell people this story, they feel pity for you. But I always say something. When people pity you, you fall into a pit. If you allow people to pity you, you can never rise. Don't be in a position that people are not pitying you for good, though. They are pitying you to massage their ego, to make sure to be happy that they are doing better than you. Some of your girlfriends will call you to check up on you just to make sure that you are not doing better than them. So what did I do when I lost my admission? I knew that I couldn't give any excuse. There's no excuse for failure. There's no excuse that I'm not a teller of stories. I picked up myself and started working again. I started working. I was doing night job. How much were they paying me? They were paying me 15,000 naira then for a month, you know? And then all of a sudden, I still picked up my jump form again. And God was kind. I scored 240 something in jump. I wrote post UTME again the next year. And I scored, I think, 200 plus again in post UTME. And boom, that same next year, Uniport offered me another admission again. Merit admission again. But then there was another temptation. There was no money to pursue the second admission. Because I told you guys I've already, lost the first admission, exhausted all my money because they didn't refund me the admission. The money I spent in the school, they didn't refund me. They just laid me off. So I had to start from scratch. But guess what? I was always happy. I was always smiling. That's why if you see me on social media, I'm always smiling because there's always, God cannot never give you a problem that is bigger than you to handle. So I was happy. And then one day I came to work, I was smiling, working. And my boss asked, "This one you're happy today. What happened?" I said, "I got admission." No. It was like, how will you be able to pay your school fees? This one you just started work. You are not even up to 2 months here. I say, sir, God about the admission will bring money for it. That's all I said. And true, I had only 5,000 naira in my account. How would I have even gotten the money to pay for school fees of 100 and something thousand naira with 5,000? Not like my parents were rich, or not like I had the money. I didn't have the money because I was small. I was still in my 19 or 20 years old then. I was working, but I was happy. Some girls would have used when they dropped out of school as a tool. When a man approach and ask you, "So why you not in school?" "Oh, I went to school, but I dropped out. My parents did not have money." No, those are just excuses. So I was happy doing my work. So the next day or 2 days after, my boss just called me. Send me, "Thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. And you too, do take care of yourself. And thank you so much for joining my life. Daughter of divine. I appreciate." So my boss just called me. "Send me your account number." And guess what? That was how God used my boss to pay off my second school fee for my business management. You know what? I paid everything off, and guess what? That was how I got back to school. I was still working and schooling, but I determined that I will not have carryover. I will not have an extra year. I will make sure that even if they say it's not possible, it is possible. If I come back from work, whether I'm feeling sleepy, I must read and do this and do that. And God was so kind that today I am a graduate and I am married, and my husband resides in Canada. And soon, by God's grace, things can only get better. This is just me saying to everyone that cares to watch this video that when people throw stones at you, use it as a stepping stone. Use your stone as it. Use any stone thrown at you as a stepping stone. Don't limit yourself to negativity. Don't limit yourself and say, there is no excuse. Don't say, this is why I became toxic. This is why I'm doing like this. Men are bad. Women do me this. Men do me that. People will always be bad. It's just like they say that expecting people not to hurt you is like expecting a lion not to eat you because you're a vegetarian. The world will always show who they are. People will always react badly to you, but don't let it alter who you are. God created you the way you are. If you're a good girl, remain a good girl. That girl, this SAIDABOJ that keeps making this thing on social, saying all these things on social media. Good girl no they pay. Good girl no they pay. My dear, good girl pays too. Good girl pays because when your own good girl wants to pay, it will pay you in a way that you cannot even imagine. If you're a good girl, please keep being a good girl. If you're a good person, keep being a good person. Because sometimes you don't know if it's when the angel want to bless you, that's the time you will not change. And then that thing that you're supposed to bless you will miss you. Sometimes we may think that God does not see our effort. You've been a good girl for long, you've been a good lady for long, you've been a good person for long, and it is not paying. And sometimes you see people who are bad and evil and they are succeeding more than you. Sometimes you just want to be tempted to say, let me just join them. After all, this one what they do since I never get anything. If you are not a bad person, you're not a bad person. If you change yourself, even if you go into it, you'll still not succeed because that's not how you were created. That's not who you are meant to be. That's not who you're meant to be. So if you're a lady out there that you feel based on you had a negative past experience, you want to change to become a bad person, think twice. Because if you are not, you're not. You only be complicating yourself, your integrity, your personality. You at a point you will not even know who you are anymore. Good girl do pay. Good girls pay. I know it takes time, but it do pay. I've been a product of God's grace. Some things that sometimes I see those girls. Now there's a girl I used to envy when I was younger. This girl, I hope I have okay. There's a girl I used to envy when I was younger. This girl have all men coming for her. This girl was a bad girl. She no send. If you see what she wears, if you talk to her, she will collect with Moza. She has, in short, she's vibing, goes to club. She knows all the big hotels in this country. She snap pictures everywhere. She has classy pictures. She's always hot and okay. And me, who was I? Nobody knew me. I I don't go to any hotel. I was just a normal girl growing up. But then this girl was living the best life according to my perception then. But guess what? It's still life. Finally, the girl still got married before me. And then she got married. I was still happy for her. Wow, you see, even my mind, in my tiny mind, I was like, hey, you see, I'm not talking say na bad girls, nine men they like marry. I talk and say na bad girls, nine men they like marry. See me now. See, I'm here. You know, see, say this girl don't marry. All the people they do good girl never marry. I was thinking like that. I was in that line of thoughts until later on things happened. The girl continued being the bad girl she was, and at the end of the day, she got laid off in the marriage. Things turn around, and in fact, if you see the girl now, she's regretting all the past things she has done. She's regretting all the kind of lifestyle she has lived. She that used to be so beautiful and hot. She yourself you cannot even stand her anymore. She now looks so, I don't want to use the word ugly, but she looks so miserable right now. And guess what? Me that used to be the girl that used to be quiet and nobody, people think I was just living my life gingerly and quietly. I'm not the one giving money to those girls. So you see, sometimes those people you envy, life turns around though. Things change oh. Don't think that your situation will remain the same. Don't think you will be at the same level. God sees. God sees your efforts, whether good or bad. Your efforts is just like when you keep putting a drop of water in a drum. It will look like this drum no dey full. It will look like why the drum sef wey I dey put water since never full. But then one day, as that drop of water keep dropping into that drum, one day it will get filled up. That is how your efforts are. You may think that as you're a good guy, a good girl, working hard, things are not opening up for you, but God sees your efforts. One day when He wants to reward you, boom! That is what happens, and we call it miracle. That's why they say that 1,000 years is just like a day in the eyes of the Lord. When He wants to bless you, boom! All those things you think were not working for you when you were a good girl, you just see, you think it's the prayer you prayed, but you don't know you've been sowing the seed. You don't know you've been sowing the seed. Like the man that I married, sometimes I even wonder why, like, God, how come you gave me this type of good man? He doesn't stress me. If I say I like my life like this, fine, he encourages me. If I need points, he is there to encourage me. Yeah, like I don't get stressed. He doesn't change me from my content creation. My life is just, all he wants is that make sure you don't put up something that's gonna be good, like expose your body to the public. You make, those type normal protocol. But as in, sometimes I look at him, I look at myself, I'm not under stress. I begin to ask God, how did I deserve this type of good man? What did I do to deserve him? Then I will hear a voice that says, remember those days that you've been hurt. Remember those days that made you feel you were naive, you were too good, you were not good enough. Remember those days you shed secret tears. I saw those days, and I decided to honor you. I decided to reward you for your consistency. So keep being who you are. If I keep saying this, I'll go all emotional. I won't see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining this live. I am Victoria Vick.